Have you ever looked at him and felt like there's this part of him you'll never reach, that quiet, untouchable side that makes you wonder if he's actually interested or if he's just hiding? There's a secret men don't want women to know, and it's not about being mysterious or playing games. It's deeper than that. It's the part of him that feels everything but says nothing. The part that's been trained to lock his emotions away, to pretend that strength means hiding his truth. And here's the thing, you feel it. Every time he pauses before answering, every time he withdraws for no reason you can see, every time he laughs but it doesn't reach his eyes, you feel that tension. That's him holding back. That's him protecting a side of himself he doesn't even fully understand. And yet, that hidden side is magnetic, irresistible, because beneath the quiet, beneath the walls, is a man who craves connection, who wants to be understood without being judged, who wants to feel seen without having to explain every single thought. But he's been taught that showing that desire, that vulnerability, is weakness, so he hides it. He compartmentalizes it, he pretends it doesn't exist. And here's the twist: the moment you finally understand this, the moment you see it, you hold a subtle, almost dangerous key that draws him in without him even realizing it. And the truth, men don't want you to watch this video, because once you see it, everything changes. The way he interacts with you, the way he looks at you, the way he desires you, it's no longer random. It's no longer casual. You'll start noticing the little things, the way he leans in, the way he notices what you didn't even say, the way his energy shifts when you're near. That pull you feel, that's the hidden side he's been keeping locked away, awakening only when he senses someone can handle it, someone like you. So pay attention, watch closely, because this isn't about manipulation, it's about understanding him in a way most women never do. And when you understand, you don't just capture his attention, you ignite a desire he's been hiding from the world, a desire that makes him magnetic, attentive, and utterly captivated by the woman who finally sees him. Here's the part most women don't understand: and men want emotional safety just as much as women do, but the world has trained him to hide that need. From a young age, he's been told to man up, to toughen up, to never let anyone see him struggle, feel afraid, or admit when he's vulnerable. Quiet pressure to always appear strong creates a deep inner conflict. On the surface, he can seem confident, even untouchable, but underneath, there's this longing, a part of him that's aching to be seen, understood, and accepted without judgment. And the truth is, the woman who recognizes this secret isn't just another person in his life. She becomes the one who awakens something primal, magnetic, and impossible to ignore. Think about it for a moment. How often does he hide his true feelings? How often does he hold back, pretending everything is fine when inside he's struggling with doubts, insecurities, or fears? Emotional safety isn't about being weak, it's about trusting someone enough to reveal the parts he usually locks away. When he senses that kind of safety with a woman, everything changes. He doesn't just relax, he transforms. His energy shifts from guarded to open, from distracted to focused, from distant to intensely present. That shift is subtle, but it's powerful. It's the difference between a casual connection and a magnetic, almost electric pull that you feel in your bones. And here's what most women miss. Emotional safety is not about overanalyzing or trying to fix him. It's about creating a space where he can exist as he truly is. It's about listening without judgment, or offering warmth without smothering, and showing interest without pushing him to reveal more than he's ready to. When a man senses this, his guard comes down naturally. He begins to share, not because he's forced to, but because he wants to. That's when he becomes fully present. That's when his confidence skyrockets, not because he's trying to impress, but because he finally feels seen and accepted. Here's the subtle magic: when you provide emotional safety, you don't just awaken his desire, you amplify it. He becomes more attentive, more protective, more drawn to you in ways that feel effortless. You'll notice it in the small gestures, the way he leans closer when you speak, the way his eyes linger, the way he starts to open up about dreams, fears, or moments he's never shared with anyone. And that attraction isn't superficial, it's layered, emotional, and addictive. Because the moment a man feels safe, he doesn't just want you physically, he wants to connect, to invest, and to protect the space he now feels he can exist in fully. Emotional safety is subtle power. It's the kind of power that doesn't scream, doesn't demand, and doesn't manipulate. It simply allows him to lower his walls, and in doing so, reveals a depth of masculinity, strength, and desire that few women ever get to see. And when he reveals that side, the effect is undeniable. He becomes magnetic, confident, and utterly captivated by the woman who understood the secret he was hiding all along. So the key here, ladies, is not to chase him, fix him, or try to pull him out of his shell forcefully. The key is to offer a space that is warm, attentive, and safe. When you master that, you're not just capturing his attention, you're awakening the part of him that's irresistible, the part of him that craves to be fully known, the part of him he's never allowed anyone else to see. And that is what makes a man completely yours without ever saying a word. Here's something most women don't realize: attraction isn't built on perfection. It's not about flawless looks, the perfect outfit, or saying the right thing every single time. Men notice those things, sure, but what truly draws him in is presence, being fully present in the moment with confidence, curiosity, and energy that makes him feel seen. That's what makes a man stop in his tracks. And the fascinating part, most women underestimate the power of presence because they're too busy trying to impress, to fix, or to perform. But a man is magnetically drawn to a woman who exists fully in her own space, who commands attention without demanding it, who doesn't seek validation for every smile or word. That kind of presence communicates subtle power, and men feel it instantly. Think about what he experiences. He walks into a room, or he's on date, or even talking over a text, and he senses it, your energy, your focus, your awareness. He sees that you're not just passively going along with the interaction, you're actively living in it. That sparks something deep inside him, something primal. Suddenly, he's not just curious about your appearance or your words, he's curious about you, the way you move, the way you laugh, the way your mind works. And that curiosity fuels desire. Because men don't just want beauty, they want a woman who challenges their attention, excites their mind, and holds space in a way that feels rare, like she's fully her own person. Here's the key: when a man notices your presence, his walls start to drop. It's not immediate and it's not always conscious, but it happens. He begins to reveal small things, glimpses of who he is when no one else is watching. That's when the magic of attraction truly begins. Because a man isn't captivated by perfection. He's captivated by authenticity, confidence, and the subtle energy of a woman who can hold her own. That energy signals to him that being himself is safe, that he can explore, be playful, and even be vulnerable without judgment. And when that happens, he's no longer just present in the physical sense. He's present emotionally, mentally, and energetically. Here's the subtle difference most women miss. A man may flirt or compliment, but unless he feels your presence, that attention remains surface level. When he feels your energy fully, when he notices your focus and curiosity, his attraction shifts, it deepens, it becomes emotional, it becomes compelling, and the effect is almost instantaneous. He leans in, not because you demanded it, but because he's drawn to the way you exist in the world. He wants to invest in that energy, to be part of it, to engage with a woman who's fully alive in herself. Being present also signals confidence. It tells him you don't need to perform for approval because your value isn't dependent on his recognition. It's inherent. And that confidence, that's seductive. It triggers a deep desire for connection because he recognizes that you're not chasing him, and yet, paradoxically, he can't resist coming closer. Presence communicates independence, strength, and subtle power all at once, and men are wired to respond to that in ways that mere words or actions cannot replicate. So here's the truth: Perfection is overrated. Presence is magnetic. The woman who commands her own energy, who exists fully, who communicates her confidence without arrogance. She doesn't just attract attention. She awakens desire, curiosity, and fascination, and that is exactly the kind of pull that makes a man stop, notice, and want to invest in her fully, because she has mastered the subtle art of being undeniable without saying a single word. Here's a truth most women overlook. Men crave challenge, not conflict, not criticism, not games, but a subtle, intelligent challenge that sparks their mind and ignites desire. From the moment a man meets a woman who challenges him in the right way, everything changes. It's not about arguing or proving him wrong. It's about stimulating his energy, making him work just enough to earn your attention, and showing him that you have your own world, your own standards, and your own magnetic spark. Men aren't drawn to women who are passive or overly agreeable. They're drawn to women who make them feel alive, alert, and even a little on edge. And the magic of that challenge, it's subtle, sexy, and impossible to resist. Think about what that looks like. It could be as simple as holding your ground on a playful disagreement, laughing at his joke without instantly showing approval, or teasing him in a way that makes him curious to know more. It's in these moments that he senses something rare, a woman who doesn't need him to define her, who isn't trying too hard to impress, and who commands her own energy effortlessly. That kind of subtle challenge does something remarkable. It awakens his desire without him even realizing it. Suddenly, he's thinking about you constantly, replaying your interactions in his mind, wondering how someone could be so magnetic, so confident, so present, and yet so unattainable in a way that feels safe and exciting at the same time. Here's why this works. Men are wired to respond to a challenge that's balanced with warmth and connection. If a challenge is aggressive or confrontational, it shuts them down. If it's subtle and intelligentful, it draws them in, activating a desire to engage, impress, and connect. The right challenge triggers curiosity, intrigue, and a powerful emotional pull. He starts leaning in emotionally, mentally, and physically because he wants to earn your attention, not out of obligation, but out of genuine desire. That desire is far stronger than anything he could feel from someone who simply agrees with him at every turn. The fascinating part is that subtle challenge also signals confidence. It tells him that you value yourself, that you have standards, and that you aren't willing to settle for anything less than respect, attention, and authenticity. And men respond instinctively to confidence in a woman. It activates something deep, something primal. It's the part of him that wants to rise, to protect, to pursue, and to be fully engaged with someone who mirrors strength and presence without demanding it. That's the kind of attraction that lasts because it's emotional, psychological, and deeply rooted, not superficial or fleeting. Subtle challenge also creates tension, and tension is one of the most powerful tools of attraction. When a man doesn't know exactly what you're thinking, when he feels he has to pay attention, when he senses he can earn your approval but can't manipulate it, he becomes fully present. He leans in, he listens, he notices details, and he invests emotionally in ways he never would with someone who's passive or overly accommodating. That tension isn't frustration, it's desire, curiosity, and longing, all wrapped into one potent energy. So here's the key: subtle challenge isn't about playing games. It's about showing your value, your presence, and your energy in a way that activates his desire, draws him in, and makes him crave your attention without you having to beg or explain. The woman who masters this becomes magnetic, irresistible, and unforgettable because she doesn't just participate in his world. She awakens something within him that he's been longing to feel: intrigue, attraction, and a hunger to connect with someone who's truly alive, confident, and unapologetically herself. Here's something most women don't realize: a vulnerability isn't weakness, it's magnetic. But the trick is, it's all about timing. Men are wired to respond to a woman who allows him to reveal himself in layers, not all at once, and not in desperation. When you understand the subtle art of vulnerability, you create a space where he feels safe enough to show the parts of himself he normally hides, his fears, his dreams, his insecurities, and that creates a level of attraction most women never experience. The secret is not in making him vulnerable, but in allowing him to choose to be vulnerable at his own pace, because when he does, he becomes fully present, fully engaged, and utterly captivated. Think about it. Why do men hold back so often? Because from a young age, he's been told to appear strong, confident, and in control at all times. Showing doubt, fear, or emotion feels risky. It feels like it could break the image he's been carefully constructing. But here's where you step in by showing subtle, strategic vulnerability yourself, by revealing glimpses of your emotions, your thoughts, and your authentic self. You signal to him that it's safe to do the same. You give him permission without saying a word. And when he senses that, something shifts inside him. He starts to lean in, not because he's being pressured, but because he wants to. He wants to open up, he wants to be fully known, and he wants to connect with someone who truly understands him. Timing is everything. Vulnerability at the wrong moment can feel heavy, desperate, or even overwhelming. But when used thoughtfully, it becomes irresistible. A well-timed glance, a soft confession, or a moment of openness can trigger a man's deepest emotions. It makes him curious, engaged, and emotionally invested. He begins to mirror your energy, to respond with his own subtle openness, and the connection grows stronger in ways that are almost electric. That's the kind of vulnerability that doesn't scare him away. It draws him closer, sparks desire, and creates a bond that feels rare, intimate, and addictive. Here's the deeper truth. Vulnerability communicates authenticity. Men crave authenticity because it's rare. When he sees you showing your true self, even in small ways, he recognizes it, he feels it, and suddenly he's not just interested in you physically, he's emotionally invested. He's captivated by the layers you reveal, the depth you carry, and the courage it takes to show the real you. Combination of confidence and vulnerability is profoundly sexy. It tells him that you are both approachable and strong, soft and independent, intriguing and real, and that duality is magnetic in ways that superficial charm or flattery simply cannot replicate. When a man feels this kind of safety and connection, his energy changes. He becomes protective, attentive, and focused on nurturing the connection you've created. He's no longer just interacting with a woman, he's responding to a woman who sees him, who acknowledges his hidden side, and who values his presence without judgment. That emotional pull is intense, irresistible, and lasting. And the woman who masters this subtle art of vulnerability doesn't need to force desire or manipulate attention. She simply awakens it naturally, beautifully, and powerfully. So remember, vulnerability is a tool of attraction, not a sign of weakness. Use it strategically with awareness and with timing, and you will unlock a level of connection that draws him in, holds him close, and keeps him captivated in ways he never thought possible. The woman who can navigate vulnerability with grace becomes not just desirable, but unforgettable, because she awakens the side of him that's been hidden, locked away, and waiting for someone like her. Here's the truth: most women don't see men are at their most magnetic, their most irresistible, when they feel their power, not in a controlling way, but in a confident, authentic, deeply grounded way. And yet so often that power is buried beneath years of expectation, self-doubt, and the pressure to perform, succeed, or hide what he truly feels. The woman who understands this doesn't try to force him into it, doesn't try to fix him, and certainly doesn't compete with him. Instead, she creates an environment where he can reclaim that power naturally, because when a man steps into his full masculine energy, he becomes undeniably magnetic, captivating, and utterly drawn to the woman who understands the subtle psychology behind it. Think about a man who has his power, is present, confident, and purposeful. He doesn't hesitate. He doesn't overcompensate. He's decisive, attentive, and fully engaged in the moment. That energy isn't loud or aggressive. It's quiet, confident, and potent. And when a woman recognizes and honors that energy without trying to control it, he feels seen on a level few women ever reach. That recognition awakens desire in a way that words, flattery, or even beauty alone cannot. It's not about domination or ego, it's about alignment. He feels alive, he feels respected, and he feels drawn toward her in a way that's magnetic, emotional, and almost irresistible. Here's the subtle art of it. Reclaiming a man's power isn't about giving him space to boast or control the relationship. It's about acknowledging his strengths, appreciating his presence, and allowing him to contribute fully to the connection. When he senses that you value him for who he is, not who you want him to be, he relaxes into his authentic energy. He stops holding back, stops questioning himself, and begins to show the side of him that he's been hiding. And when he does that, his attention, his desire, and his commitment become unwavering, because he's no longer fighting against the world or trying to perform. He's thriving in the moment with someone who truly sees him. The fascinating part is that this isn't just about attraction, it's about emotional resonance. A man who feels powerful, capable, and appreciated is not just drawn to a woman physically. He's emotionally invested. He wants to engage, connect, and show up fully in ways that go beyond surface level attention. He begins to notice the small things, remember the details, and anticipate your needs, not out of obligation, but because he's operating from a place of genuine confidence and desire. That energy is intoxicating, magnetic, and deeply seductive. Here's the critical takeaway: the woman who enables this doesn't manipulate or control. She doesn't demand or push. She simply understands the psychology of masculine energy, recognizes the hidden layers, and allows him to reclaim his power naturally. That subtle acknowledgement is like a switch. He becomes attentive, more confident, more present, and far more attracted than he ever was before. The pull is automatic, effortless, and undeniably strong. So remember, ladies, a man's power isn't something to control, it's something to awaken. The woman who can do this becomes magnetic, not just because she's desirable, but because she has the rare ability to connect with him on a deep emotional and psychological level. She doesn't just capture his attention, she commands it effortlessly, and in doing so, she unlocks a side of him that's powerful, attentive, and utterly irresistible. The moment he feels that energy, he's no longer just a man in your life, he's a man fully alive, fully engaged, and completely captivated by the woman who understood the secret he's been hiding all along. Now that you understand the secret men have been hiding, you see the truth. Attraction isn't about tricks, games, or trying too hard. It's about understanding him on a level most women never reach. Emotional safety, presence, subtle challenge, vulnerability, and allowing him to reclaim his power. These aren't just tips, they're keys to unlocking a desire that's deep, magnetic, and unforgettable. When you master these 5 elements, you don't just capture his attention, you awaken a man's full potential to connect, protect, and be fully present for you. Imagine this for a moment. The next time you're with him, you're not overanalyzing or performing. You're present, confident, and aware. You challenge him playfully, show glimpses of your authentic self, and create space for him to reveal the parts he normally hides. You'll notice the shift, the subtle glances, the deeper attention, the way he leans in, not just physically, but emotionally. That pull, that craving, that silent electricity, that's the result of understanding what men have been hiding all along. And here's the part I want you to do right now. Comment below. I want to hear which one of these 5 secrets surprised you the most. Which one are you ready to try the next time you interact with him? Share your experiences, your thoughts, or even your questions, because engagement is part of the connection. This is your space to learn, reflect, and grow, and your comments could inspire other women to see the truth too. Men aren't complicated, they're human. They want to feel safe, seen, and appreciated. When you understand that, when you act with confidence and presence, the attraction becomes effortless, irresistible, and unforgettable. Take this knowledge, use it wisely, and watch the way he leans in, opens up, and becomes completely captivated by the woman who finally sees him